Today's lesson is called Plus Talk, Studying Abroad. The semester comes to an end. Hello, everyone. My name is Jeff.
And my name is Helen.
So, we're talking about studying abroad, but you know what? It sounds like the people in our dialogue won't be doing much studying from this point forward. Why? Because it's the end of the semester. Yes, the title says the semester comes to an end, so it's time for everyone to close their books. Maybe they need to wrap up those final exams, hand in those final research papers, but then the semester's over, and it'll be time for everyone to take a short break.
Right. It may be the end of the semester. However, they still have a lot of work to do, it seems, because they need to prepare for exams and they have to do something special that the teacher asked them to do. So it may seem like everything is coming to a close, but it's really the most intense part of the semester.
That's true. That's true. There is usually, when you go to a university in the States, usually the end of the semester is called exam week. And that's when everybody buckles down. Those final exams can be tough. Those research papers, they don't write themselves. And you might also have an end of semester project that you have to do, that you might have to complete. But after all of these things are done, you are free. Yes, I remember the release at the end of the semester. It was awesome. Anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with our lesson. We'll take a short break, but when we come back, we'll start reading from our Plus Talk dialogue for this month.
Studying abroad. The semester comes to an end. Act 1. End of semester project. Nick, Lisa, and Diego go to one of their last English classes and get assigned a final presentation. As you all know, we only have 2 weeks of class left. I'm so proud of the progress everyone has made this semester, and I'd like your final projects to showcase what you've learned. For the rest of the period, I want you to get together with your group and come up with a plan for your presentation. And remember, I want to see some creativity.
大家好，今天第一个单字我们看到动词 assign， 意指指派分配。例如 I've been assigned to sit with my parents at the family reunion dinner. 在团圆饭中，我被分配要和我的父母坐在一起。而 assign 的名词为 assignment， A-S-S-I-G-N-M-E-N-T， 指的是工作或是任务。举例来说 Sylvia will fail the course if she doesn't finish her assignment by tomorrow. Sylvia 如果明天不完成作业，就会被当掉。
And welcome back, everyone. We're at the first part of our lesson, Act 1, End of Semester Project. And we have 3 students, Nick, Lisa, and Diego, who go to one of their last English classes and get assigned a final presentation.
Yes, Nick, Lisa, and Diego are our characters, and they're going to one of their last English classes. Remember, it's the end of the semester, so there aren't many classes left before school is out. But like we said during the introduction, at the end of the semester, there's usually a big piece of work that you're going to have to do, a big project, a research paper, or an exam or something like that. And yes, here we've got our 3 characters. They go to this English class and they get assigned a final presentation. So this sounds like their end of semester project. Now, before we move on, let's talk about this word assign. It's a verb. If you are assigned something, like work, you're given a job. Your professor at your university says, this is what you're going to have to do at the end of the semester to pass this class. That's the way an end-of-semester project would work. But more generally, anytime you are assigned something, you're given a task to do or a piece of work that you need to complete.
Right. For instance, I could say the teacher assigned homework to us every day. And in this case, the teacher tells Nick, Lisa, and Diego and the rest of the students, well, as you know, we only have 2 weeks of class left. I'm so proud of the progress everyone has made this semester, and I'd like your final projects to showcase what you've learned. So the teacher is very proud of all of the students, and the teacher wants to create an assignment that will showcase what the students have learned. Now here, showcase means to show or put on display. I could say the performance showcased the actor's ability to act as well as sing.
There you go. It sounds like it was a musical or something like that, where on stage the actors could show off their abilities. Not only, let's say, is this actor a talented actor, this person can deliver lines quite well, but this person can also deliver lines in the form of song. They might break into song. That's what happens during musicals. I'm not a huge fan of musicals, but I can see why people do think that musicals are great. Anyways, this teacher, by the way, doesn't sound like they want to make these students' lives miserable, okay? This teacher doesn't say, okay, it's the end of the semester, now it's time for you guys to suffer. Research paper, final exam, and presentations. No. That's far from true. This teacher wants these final projects to showcase what the students have learned. How about that? Now, next, the teacher says, for the rest of this period, I want you to get together with your group and come up with a plan for your presentation. So we're in the final class of this particular semester. It might be 1 hour long, this class. And that's the class period that we're talking about 1 hour or so. And in this last hour of this class, the teacher wants the students to get together, to brainstorm, and to plan for their end of semester projects. And that's not it. The teacher also says, and remember, I want to see some creativity. Yes, no one on earth likes boring presentations. Those boring PowerPoint presentations that you've seen hundreds of times already. So go ahead and really put your imagination to work. Get some creativity going. Get your creative juices flowing. That's what the teacher's saying here. All right, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a short break. But don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
So, who has an idea for our project?
How about presenting interesting trivia about our university? I like that idea, but I'm not sure how many interesting facts there are about this school.
What about interviewing our classmates and presenting their biographies?
I don't think that counts as creative enough. I know, we could make a skit about funny faux pas that we've committed since getting to the U.S.
第二部分我们看到的单字是 trivia， 这个字是名词，指的是琐事、花边消息。例如 Many newlyweds fight a lot over trivia， 许多新婚夫妻会因为鸡毛蒜皮的小事争吵。而 trivia 在字尾加上 l 则会成为它的形容词 trivial， T-R-I-V-I-A-L， 指琐碎的、不重要的。像是 We should focus on the big picture instead of getting distracted by trivial details. 我们应该专注于大局，而不是被琐碎的细节影响。接下来我们看到的单字是名词 skit， 指的是幽默短句，像是 Every student needs to complete a skit as their final report for English class. 每位同学都必须要完成一出幽默短句，作为英文课的期末报告。另外，补充一个与 skit 相关的名词 comedy， C-O-M-E-D-Y， 指的是喜剧。例如 The comedy we watched last night made us laugh so hard. 昨晚观赏的那出喜剧使我们笑得很开心。
And welcome back. We're at Nick, Lisa, and Diego's English class, and we saw that the teacher just assigned them a end of semester project, and the teacher wants the project to be creative and probably fun for the rest of the class to take part in. So the teacher put Nick, Lisa, and Diego together in a group so that they can come together and think about what they can do for their presentation.
There you go. Nick, Lisa, and Diego move to the same table so they can work together. Then the brainstorming begins. Lisa says, "So, who has an idea for our project?" And Diego's sitting there, and all he can muster is, Come on, Diego, you have to do better than that. Try to throw something up against the wall and see if it sticks. Maybe you can just ask another question." And that's what he does next. He says, "How about presenting interesting trivia about our university?"
Well, it doesn't sound very creative or interesting, perhaps, but Nick doesn't want to say that directly. So he's very polite and he says, "I like that idea, but I'm not sure how many interesting facts there are about this school. So, yeah, it sounds like a good idea, but are we really able to carry this off?"
Yeah, there you go. Trivia, by the way. Trivia are fun tidbits, pieces of information about someone or something. And here Nick is saying, yeah, trivia, a game based on trivia or something like that. That does sound like a good idea, but there aren't many fun facts about our school. So I don't know if there's going to be enough trivia for us to base our entire project around that idea. Yes, I'm not sure how many interesting facts there are about this school, Nick says. And then Lisa comes up with another idea. Notice that no one's really rejecting ideas and throwing them out. People are throwing things out there, putting things out there for consideration, and the ideas are evolving over time. Now, next, Lisa says, what about interviewing our classmates and presenting their biographies? Sounds pretty good to me. Sounds like a good idea. Anyways, before we move on, we've got the word biography to talk about. biography, biography. What is a biography? A biography is the story of a person's life that is told or written by someone else. Now, we also have something called an autobiography. autobiography. An autobiography is the story of a person's life that is told or written by that very person.
Right. I recently read a biography of Andrew Jackson, and Andrew Jackson was an early 19th century U.S. president. And recently I also read an autobiography written by a famous rock star, U.S. rock star from the early 70s called Patti Smith.
Anyways, so Lisa has this idea about presenting their classmates' biographies. And Diego says, I don't think that counts as creative enough. And then he comes up with something great.
Diego says, I know, we could make a skit about funny faux pas that we've committed since getting to the U.S. Now that sounds like a pretty good idea. A faux pas, the word comes from French, and it means a social mistake. If you've ever done something in public that made you feel shame or embarrassment, you've probably committed a faux pas. Now, an example of a faux pas in Taiwan would be wearing your shoes into somebody's house or maybe sticking your chopsticks in a bowl of rice, because those are considered bad things to do in Taiwanese society. In America, for instance, asking about somebody's salary, how much money they made, would be considered a faux pas because that would be considered a rude question.
Yeah, it's a social mistake. It's not like you've broken a vase or spilled the milk, okay? Those are mistakes. Everyone knows that those are mistakes. But you might find yourself in unfamiliar social circumstances, and you might do something wrong even though you don't know that it's wrong, okay? Like my wife told me one time, okay, I planned on buying a clock for someone for Christmas here and giving that to someone as a gift. And my wife said, you can't do that. That's considered a faux pas. It's a great clock. It's beautiful. But people just don't do that here in Taiwan. There are cultural associations that you just don't get right now. Anyways, faux pas. It's kind of weirdly spelled because it does come from the French F-A-U-X P-A-S. And yes, it's not a fox pass or anything like that. It's a faux pas. All right, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a break. But when we come back, we'll wrap up Act 1 of this month's Plus Talk Dialogue.
I really like that idea.
So do I. We're all agreed then.
We can divide our presentation into 3 parts, with each one presenting a different cultural mistake one of us has made.
I like the idea of multiple scenarios. We can show more things we've learned that way.
Let's each write a short script of an experience we've had and meet again at noon on Saturday to rehearse.
Sounds like a plan.
第3部分我们看到的单字是名词 script， 指的是脚本、剧本。例如 After reading the script, the famous actor is looking forward to the future cooperation with the director. 在看过剧本之后，那位知名的演员非常期待未来与那位导演的合作。今天的最后一个单字是动词 rehearse， 有排练、排演的意思。例如 Drew and Veronica rehearsed their lines for the school play. Drew 和 Veronica 排练学校话剧的台词。而 rehearse 的名词为 rehearsal， R-E-H-E-A-R-S-A-L， 所以可以说 How many more rehearsals are there before opening night? 正式开幕演出前还有几次的预演。
And welcome back. So before we saw Diego, who suggested doing a skit about funny faux pas that the students had committed since getting to the U.S. And Nick and Lisa both really liked this idea. Nick says, I really like that idea. And Lisa says, so do I. We're all agreed then. So they're agreed that they're going to do the skit for their final presentation.
There you go. So they got together and they brainstormed and they put their ideas out there and those ideas evolved. And then finally, it was Diego that put together things in a creative way. He made that creative connection and now everyone knows that they've got a great idea on their hands. And next, Nick says, let's get practical. We can divide our presentation into 3 parts, with each one presenting a different cultural mistake one of us has made. Then Lisa says, I like the idea of multiple scenarios. We can show more things we've learned that way.
Right. A scenario is similar to a situation. It's something that can be imagined. For instance, I could say the most likely scenario after the new manager takes over is that many employees will be fired. So it's an imagined situation.
Ooh, that doesn't sound good. It sounds like a lot of people will be losing their jobs. Anyways, we've got Nick, Lisa, and Diego. Nick is slicing up this presentation into 3 parts. That's what he wants to do. There are 3 of them, so 3 parts to the presentation kind of makes sense. And then Lisa adds on to this as well. So the brainstorming, it keeps going. It's ongoing. The ideas continue to evolve. How cool, how interesting. And then Diego comes up with something else. He says, let's each write a short script of an experience we've had and meet again at noon on Saturday to rehearse. So yeah, this Diego guy, he always seems to be the one who's there at the end to put the cherry on top of the ideas. I like the way that this guy thinks.
So they're going to meet on Saturday at noon to rehearse. They're going to practice for their performance, for their presentation. If you rehearse, you can make sure that you do a good job.
Yeah, when you rehearse, you practice for a live performance. And it sounds like this presentation has gotten quite creative. It's turning into a performance. Lisa had this idea about multiple scenarios, and then Diego said, yeah, let's write a script, and then we can perform, and because we're going to perform, we're going to have to rehearse. And Nick likes the sound of all of this. He says, sounds like a plan. I like how this is turning out. All right, folks, with that, Act 1 of this month's Plus Talk Dialogue is in the books, and it's time for you guys to hear from the Chinese teacher.
各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我来看今天的文法重点。在对话第一部分有一个单字，它是 assign。 assign 它表示指派分配。那我们这边来学习它的字首字根，希望可以帮助同学们记忆单字。好， sign 这个部分呢，有标记啊、指示或是符号的意思。那么在 assign 这个字当中， sign 表示标记，那么它的字首 as 是来自 ad 这个字首，表示朝向。那么 ad 摆在 s 之前，它会拼作 as。同学们就可以试着想象啦，你拿着一张表格要标记分配给每个人的工作，例如说什么大雄你去擦地板啊，胖虎你去刷马桶啊，小福去倒垃圾之类的。当你对着一群人标记要分配给他们的数量或是工作的时候，你就不难想象这个 assign 它有指派分配的意思。接着看到对话第二部分有一个单字biography， 它表示传记。好，那么前面这个 bio 这个字首呢，本来是用来表达人的生命周期，不过在现代科学中，这个 bio 它是用来指所有跟生物有关的事物，像 biology 就表示生物学， biodiversity 就表示生物多样性。可是在我们这个单字 biography 里面， bio 它表示生命，那么字根 graph graph 这部分它表示书写，那么最后的 y 是名词字尾。好，那把某一个人一生当中所发生的事情写下来，那就是传记咯。我们顺便补充几个有 graph 这个字根的单字。好， graph 它有书写啊、描绘或是图表图像的意思，像 autograph 它拼作 autograph， 那这个字的字首 auto 表示自己或是自动，那么 graph 它表示书写， autograph 就表示亲笔签名。好，那么还有一个字同学们应该都学过，叫 geography。Geography 它的字首 geo 有地理啊、地球的意思，那么 graph 表示图像，那一样 y 是抽象名词的字尾，那么 geography 它除了指地理、地理学，它就还有地形啊、地理环境的意思。好，那我们再读到对话第三部分有一个句子是We can divide our presentation into 3 parts, with each one presenting a different cultural mistake one of us has made. 我们可以把报告分成3部分，每一部分呈现各自因为不同文化而所犯的错。那么句子里面这个 with each one presenting 是用到 with 加上受词加受词补语的句型，那我们就来学习这个句型。with 加上受词加受词补语，这是用来表达附带状况或者是伴随的状态。那么其中的受词补语，你可以用形容词、介系词片语、现在分词或者是过去分词。如果要用分词来当受词补语，那我们就从受词跟受词补语之间的关系来判断。主动关系你就用现在分词，那被动关系就用过去分词。好，我们来造2个例句。The boy had a hard time falling asleep with his stomach full. 那个男孩肚子很饱，很难入睡。那么句子里面的受词补语就是形容词 full。再造个例句。With the wedding day approaching, she became more and more nervous. 随着婚礼的日子慢慢靠近，她变得越来越紧张了。由于受词和受词补语是主动关系，日子它会慢慢接近，所以我们用现在分词 approaching。 好，那么以上是今天重点整理，我们回顾今天单字吧。
Assign. When I turned in my notice at work, my boss assigned me the task of hiring my replacement. Showcase. The concert showcased the beauty of the musical composition and the skill of the musicians playing it. Biography. The new biography reveals details previously unknown to the public.
Okay, everyone. With that, today's article is now complete. But, as always, we sure hope that you guys have enjoyed reading along with us. Anyways, I'm Jeff.
I'm Helen.
See you next time.